For a look ahead, we're joined by Katie George, sideline reporter for the Bucks. Katie, we appreciate the time. Giannis continued playing after tweaking the ankle on Sunday, but he is out tonight. Did the injury get worse on the off day, or is this, as we've suggested here, a decision more about being cautious?
I don't think it got necessarily worse. We talked to head coach Mike Budenholzer pregame, and he said that he took the off day, came in today before shoot around, and they just evaluated it, and it was Giannis's call that he said, you know, I just don't think that I can go right now. That news did come after LeBron was announced out as well. So I think that they're just being extra cautious with this ankle. If they don't feel like he has to go tonight to get this win against the Lakers, I don't feel like they're going to really push him.
Katie, with the injuries, you know, this time of year and some of the new faces they've added, does a game like this give Mike Budenholzer a little bit of an opportunity to see some of those new guys, maybe see a DJ Wilson or someone else in an extended role where you can kind of get a feel for what that guy might bring down the road?
Absolutely, and it gives them experience to get those playoff minutes. They're going to need DJ Wilson. They're going to need George Hill. They're going to need some of these role players like a Pat Connaughton to step in, give big minutes, and contribute, especially when we've got Malcolm Brogdon out right now. That's a guy that you hate to see go down 6 to potentially 8 weeks with that plantar fascia tear. They're going to have guys step up and kind of fill that void for Brogdon. So this is another good opportunity to see Tony Snell, Nico Mirotic, if they step into the starting lineup, what they can do in their absences.
Katie, this is Mike Fratello. Are there any players out there who've come back perhaps from playing in Europe that they might look at to fill Brogdon's place until he's ready, whenever that time is?
They actually just signed Tim Frazier earlier today. He signed that contract just before shoot-around. He was a guy who missed out on the final roster spot during training camp. He was a guy that they really, really liked, but they ended up going with Christian Wood, who was a big that they felt like they could develop. Tim Frazier actually didn't get picked back up by the Pelicans after the All-Star break, so it just kind of fell into their laps that this was a guy who was with them, knows their system well, great personality, knows the team already, can come in, and he's actually going to probably play tonight because he already knows the play calls, the defense, the offense. So I think it's going to be a really good fit. And just, he's no Malcolm Brogdon by any means. I don't think you can really replace a Malcolm Brogdon, but can you have a guy come in, give you 8 points here or there, have 2 or 3 guys kind of fill that role? That's what we're going to have to be able to see.
And realistically on Brogdon, I know the initial prognosis was 6 to 8 weeks. Do they think they're looking at maybe second round of the playoffs for a return?
That's what they're saying right now. You know, we've heard as early as 4 weeks potentially for some people in their return. It's actually interesting. Pau Gasol dealt with this back in 2013, right before the playoffs. So I'm curious to see in his veteran role, just adding experience mentally, physically, emotionally for these younger guys, how he can help Malcolm Brogdon along in this recovery process, because they're going to need to get to that second round of the playoffs if Malcolm Brogdon is going to want to come back healthy and be able to contribute.
Katie George, sideline reporter for the Bucks and part of our broadcast tonight here on NBA TV. Thanks for the time, and have a good night in Milwaukee.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.